I think that whenever the industry starts throwing their money into anything, I think we should be leery and be cautious.
Why is that?
Because I think that anytime you start to see the industry dump money into what seems to be popular, a lot of times they try to tie people's allegiances to contracts to say, hey, we helped you blow up here. And by doing that, I think it's a dangerous spot to be in. I think it's a dangerous spot to be in.
You come talking to me like this, man.
Listen, don't.
Coming live on your radio.
What they want?
That real and raw.
How they get it?
DJ Focus.
What we doing?
Making music, reaching the corner. And it's all for the kingdom.
And we gon' make sure they know it.
We gon' take it there. I like red letters over trap beats to fix it. Saying, DJ Focus, tell him turn you up. DJ Focus, tell him turn you up.
Yes, sir. Welcome back. DJ Focus. You tap back into the Fixx, your number one source of faith-infused hip-hop, R&B, and poetry. Y'all know the vibes. Time for our spiritual detox. Got a bar spitter in the building. Y'all already know who he is, man. He a bully on this mic. The one and only Jered Saunders. What's going on, brother?
Nah, man. Everything's good, man. Thanks for having me, dog.
Man, listen, you always welcome, man. Let's talk about it, man. Got a new beginning, new story to tell.
Yeah.
Tell the people if they not caught up on your new current situation.
Yeah, finally the terms are satisfied with me and GOM.
Okay.
Put 7 years in. I came to the label in 2017, and I ended up putting that pain in, and now we finally satisfied the terms. Everything is good. I love those boys. I'm GOM alumni. I like to say that now. So yeah, it's good.
Okay. No issues. We ain't gonna hear no backstories, no smokes. Okay.
No, nothing like that.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on that when you hear, rappers in our space saying they got beef or going through social media, not handling things the kingdom ways?
Stop being weird. At the end of the day, I'm sure that people got disagreements, but at the end of the day, if we are all of one faith and one body, we need to land on, the fact that God is good. And you know what I'm saying? We are all a redemption story for real. So, I'm like, yo, get over it, dog. Beef? What we gonna do? Pray against them? We gonna pull one of them David prayers and be like, God, cast them down and kill their babies. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on, man. What are we doing? It's okay. It'll all get better.
Come on, talk about the latest project you put out. The last project with GOM. Get some bangers on there. Come on, talk about it.
Hey, man, praise God. Yeah, Jordan with the Wizards, man. For me, I think it sounded better than LeBron with the Lakers, for real. Jordan with the Wizards, it was a mindset. You know what I mean? That's still Mike over there. He may not be, as active as he once was in Chicago, but people know who he is. People know that, that's still Mike over there. It dropped 40 on your head top. So in my opinion, it was just the ultimate space for me to embrace growing up. I think one of the core principles of the album was to kind of say, yo, it's cool to grow up. Sometimes that's the gap in the Christian rap space. In my observation, a lot of times we see, young guys who just young, and you got old guys that want to be young, and there's this gap. It's yo, let's make growing up cool. I got kids, I got a wife. You know what I'm saying? How can we make that interesting for the people that are coming up who want to know what that transition looks like? So that's what Jordan with the Wizards is, man.
Why do you think why do they act? Why do you think people act that way? The disconnect between, like you say, the old and the new school.
It's hard to say. I think I tell people this all the time. I was who I was before I got here. So, a lot of people in the Christian rap space became who they are because of Christian rap. I was Jered Sanders before I got here. So that was out the gate as a new guy. I was talking about real life then. I still wanted to show I could rap, but I was also talking about the struggles of marriage, the struggles of lust, the struggles of all of these things that I'm sure a lot of these young guys are talking about, and just being cool with that. And sometimes you got to be able to take that gamble, because in the era of playlisting, you know what I'm saying, where everybody's trying to have a certain sound, it takes guts to be able to do something that sticks to the ribs more so. And so for me, I came in like that because I knew who I was. I wasn't trying to, get pitched or editorial playlisted or anything. I'm like, yo, I think it sounds dope, so that's what I'm gonna go with. And I think that sometimes people get caught in that loop and that pattern of trying to be, the guy that has the playlisted stuff, the guy that has the 400,000 monthly listeners, instead of being like, yo, can somebody tell you a testimony about what the record that you did through your obedience to Christ, what that did in their lives? Can we double down on that first? Let's see what that looked like.
Get back to ministry first, huh?
Yeah, because honestly, I don't think it's ministry until you can give it away. Like I think that's the strength of ministry. Like when you can actually say, you know what, I found somebody to pour into. Hey, take this and go. The Bible says a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. Like it's like, oh, I'm thinking like, what kind of game am I putting my grandkids on? Like in the music that I'm saying. Like what kind of game am I putting like new converts on now? Like how are they getting that?
How did you get to that space though? Because that sounds. Listen, I agree with you. It sounds real cute, but we know. I've learned the hard way. Unfortunately, even a lot of people in our space don't even have a church home. They're not being proper disciples. Some of them don't even know how to break down a text. I'm just being totally 100. So how did you get to that place?
My wife. Like,
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie. Like, sometimes you gotta have that person around you that's gonna tell you, hey, when you get home from that show, do the dishes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Take the trash
so I
out.
keep you humble, man. Like, my wife was like, yo, oh, you do music? Yeah, ain't all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it took that, you know, and not literally. She would never say you not all that. But it was like, don't think so highly of yourself that you don't have purpose here. Like that, you know, because a lot of times people tie their value and their worth to what they do as opposed to who they are. And if you don't do the digging and the hard work to identify who you are prior to establishing a talent or a gift and nurturing and developing that, like I think you're setting yourself up for failure. Like I think that it's hard to do the work. So a lot of times when I meet new people, I'm like, who are you outside of what you do? If you ever ask somebody who they are, most of the time they're going to tell me their occupation, you know, their job title, their thing that they do that they hold in high regard instead of who they are. Like, and if you don't know that, it's going to be hard to do that.
Do you feel like we need to have some type of mentorship or like, because I feel like a lot of the new up and coming artists that are getting in our space,
Yeah.
they're not walking with anybody. To your point, they're just kind of, you know, doing their own thing. Some of them are okay, some are not. Do you think there should be some of the vets like yourself or even some of the OGs a little bit older should be taking them and walking with them and at least showing them not only the ministry side, but the business side of it and everything?
So I would say this. I think that there's two sides to that, right? I think that if you feel like you're an OG that feels obliged to step in and say, hey, man, don't go this way, don't go that way, I think that that's cool. But I think that the young person who's coming into the space needs to be amenable to the idea that they don't know everything, right? And one of the major things, you know, how old heads who I was coming up with, they were like, yo, young blood, you don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? You think you do. Like, you used to say it all loud and bombastically. It's like, yo, Michael Jordan is the GOAT. And you got an OG that's like, did you hear about Julius Erving? No, right? And so when you see these young guys, I think one of the fundamental mistakes that get made is they cash in on popularity. They cash in, they get a right record, they get a streaming record, and then it just goes. And void of discipleship, a lot of that stuff kind of, you know, is on shaky ground. Like, I think that I would tell anybody who's coming up to be invested in a local church. Like, who is your community? Like, who's discipling you? Even if, you know, you haven't established that, are you seeking that? Like, are you looking for community? Or are your favorite rappers the only people that's guiding you? And I think that you fundamentally do yourself a disservice if that's the case. Because once you take off that rapper hat, you regular people.
Building that community, do you think we have safe enough spaces to people where the artists can be vulnerable? I hear a lot of horror stories of, you know, people struggling in, you know, some sinful behavior and not being able to say, you know what, yeah, I am still smoking weed or I am still doing this. Do you think we have created a space to where people can really keep it a buck? Because if they need help, if they need, you know, guidance on how to get delivered from that, how do we, you know, I just feel like everybody got masks on at times. So maybe it's just me.
Yeah, I would say that, and this is going to be controversial, I don't think we need to look to the space to be the space of accountability. I think that's why I was talking about an emphasis on local community. Like, who around you, like, do you have that's keeping you in check? Like, you know, I mean, because a rapper, and I tell people this all the time, if they slide in the DMs like, yo, can I get a feature? I would rather you say, hey, I want a feature, this is what it is, as opposed to, hey, brother in Christ, can we get to know each other, knowing that all you really wanted was the feature? Like, because then you look crazy to me. Like,
I got you.
So it's like, who in your local community, because you may not ever meet me, right? We may only communicate through DM or text message. Who do you have within arm's reach that you can connect with, that you can actually, you know, confess a sin to one another? Like, who is there that can hold you accountable? Who is there that can, you know, say, hey, bro, like, I see what you're going through. I see what your relationships look like. Hey, man, I'm praying for you. Hey, come with me real quick. Like, who's going to take you under the wing as opposed to jump on a Zoom call? Like, and that's not to say long distance relationships can't be a thing, but I am saying that I found the most effective discipleship comes in close proximity as opposed to just, jumping on the internet.
I do want to talk a little business with you, though, because I think a lot of artists get into this space. They have no idea specifically, if they're not going to be signed to a label, how to structure the business side of it. Registering your music, understanding that you might need PR. If you don't need PR, you might have to be the PR. Like, talk to the people, the independent artists who is striving to be in your situation. How do they get there, understanding the business side of things?
So I think in order to be a good leader, you got to be a good student, right? I mean, I think that whenever you're talking about making music or jumping into a space that you have no idea about, where are you looking to get this information? Like, I think that ASCAP been available for the last 50 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, the internet is a free tool if you want to know how to copyright and register your music. Like, please inform yourself before. Like, I'm a big advocate for measuring twice, cutting once, right? Understand what you're jumping into first. And a lot of people don't do that. They jump head first. They're like, hey, I got a song, God moved, bam. And it's like, okay. Like, I mean, we may be able to cover the tracks, but I don't know if that's the wisest thing to do. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Like, I think that if you have a desire to be successful in anything, it requires you to be a student. It requires you to understand what you're doing. Because if you don't, what does the Bible say? My people shall perish for a lack of knowledge, right? Like, this is a situation where, granted, though music is kind of free flowing, it's like it's flexible, but I think that a lot of the founding principles of music business still exist. Like, I think that ASCAP is here. Understanding what sound exchange is here. Like, understanding what marquee campaigns are, Facebook ads, Google Pixel, understanding those things are key for you to be able to do it, so that you're not getting mad at a label for not knowing how to do something or for not pushing you into a place that you obviously have no concern or interest in learning yourself.
Do you believe in having a legal team, a lawyer, look over your contracts?
I think that it depends on the contract. Like, I think it depends on the contract. The bigger the money, you know what I'm saying, the more it's wise for somebody to understand legalese. Like, I've never been a person to eschew authority and knowledge on a given topic. Like, I don't want to assume that I know everything. So when it comes to big contracts, especially the people that are trying to sign major label deals, there's a lot of factors in here that you just may not know. Like, now, granted, I think it's good for you to be wise and to read, but I think that that's why there are people with authority and understanding and knowledge to be able to help navigate those things. So I think the bigger the contract, yeah. I mean, if we're just talking about, hey, who's main, who's not, who's the writer, what's the percentage? I think you could put that on a piece of paper and it's legally binding. I think when you get an attorney involved, it's like, how big is the money we talking about, right? So that's kind of what it is.
What's kept you in this space, man? I know you've done mainstream, you do faith-based Christian help, but let's be very clear, man. If you wanted to, you could be on the mainstream bullying a lot of cats, man. What's kept you in this space to where you don't go over there and get one of those contracts, compromise maybe some of the bars to get the millions of dollars ASAP?
So I've been over there. Like, I think that's another difference. Like, I came from over there here, right? So
now it was short-lived though, wasn't it?
I mean, we was there.
Okay.
Like, if I wanted the deal was there.
Got you.
Right. So it just, once I had a wife who was able to, check my ego at the door, she was like, "Yo, like, you fire, but where you trying to go, I don't know if that's the best for the family." Right? Where you trying to get, I don't think that's the best for the family. So I had to be willing to, grieve and cry, because everybody got that story. Like, I was grieving and boohoo crying. I was like, "Am I gonna be okay?" Like when I turned away from making secular music, but I came over here fully committed, 10 toes down, because I was like, I knew what I left. Like, I didn't have like buyer's remorse. Gotcha. I was there. I was like, this is cool. The money is gonna be good, but overall, like, my soul wasn't right. And it wouldn't have been right. I know that at that point. And salute to the people that can and that have. Like that just wasn't my story. So I can't even hold on to that too tight.
That's good. So what you working on, man? Because I know, even though you just dropped a project, I know you keep something
Oh man, I'm
cocked and loaded. What
Listen, man,
what we working on? So what's
listen,
the new thing that we can expect on the new situation?
Oh man, Hope is Dope Music is my partnership with RMG Amplify.
Okay.
We kind of tested the waters a little bit with Talk to Me Nice Volume 1 and 2. I had an opportunity to see how, distro worked, outside of GOM, and, it allowed me to, and Biz, in his humility, allowed me to explore that while still with GOM. And I think that was a testament to just his willingness to let me do that. And so with that, because, some people like, nah, you can't drop nothing. Like this is, but he wasn't like that. Like he let me do that and navigate that space. So for me, next is Hope is Dope Music. Like it's I'm 4 projects in. I'm flanked up. Like I got so much music ready to go. But that's just a testament to me having 4 years off. Like I didn't make music. So when I finally did, it was like locked and loaded. Like but I'm also looking for, artists.
You are looking for artists.
Yeah. I'm looking for artists because I want to be able to be a resource. Like I said, it's not ministry until you can give it away. Okay. Like I don't just want to be a CEO. I want to teach people how to fish. Like it's like what you don't know. Hey, this can work too. And being able to put them in a position to win. So that's what I'm here for.
You got any in mind you already been negotiating with? Talking
Not
with?
In negotiations.
Oh, okay.
I'm in scouting phase.
You in scouting phase?
What I'm saying? Yeah, but I'm looking for somebody that is looking to add something different to the space. Like I may not necessarily sign a rapper, right?
Really?
I may not. Like because then we occupy the same space. Okay. Like I would never want to step on their work. If you understand the expression, I would never want to do that. So if I could find artists that occupy different spaces and have a talent in a given space, like I have a situation in distro where they work with artists for all makes and models, so they may be able to help them navigate a different space in a different lane. That doesn't mean I won't sign a rapper, but I want to make sure that I could give something to a rapper that isn't just fan sharing, right? It's kind of like, churches, big churches, somebody leave a church, they go to another church. That's membership swapping. Like, that's not, like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be the guy that's like, hey, guys, I like this person, follow them. I could do that without signing them, right? I want to see if I can put them in a position to win, like outside of just a dependency on me, right? So that's kind of how I'm looking at it.
Where do you think we at? State of Christian hip-hop with the rise. You said something. The rise kind of like a Christian R&B. Like, I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of singers that are doing some amazing things. Where do you think we are when you talk about our space, Christian hip-hop?
Like, I respect the newer generation because they're willing to be ambitious. Like, and I think while you're young, you should do that. Like, run to the wall with it. Like, I think that the Christian music space in general, especially on the more urban side, we're more diverse than we ever have been, right? And I think that it's a good thing. I think that we're supposed to be the salt of the earth, right? So we're supposed to offer, an alternative by being not conformed to the world. We're supposed to be able to offer the world something that they not going to get from, the secular artists that are just going to preach lewdness and debauchery. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can offer them something different. And I think that that's a good thing. I think that diversity is a positive in that regard, especially if you got Christians occupying that space.
Where do you think we are when you talk about how mainstream receives us now? Because I feel like, a lot of people have been going on mainstream platforms, been getting the calls, records are starting to get spin. Where do you see us in the next 5 years when you talk about the Christian hip hop genre infiltrate,
Yeah, I don't
to
know.
the mainstream?
I don't know. I think the jury's still out.
Okay.
Respectfully, I think the jury's still out. I think that whenever the industry starts throwing their money into anything, I think we should be leery and be cautious.
Why is that?
Because I think that anytime you start to see the industry dump money into what seems to be popular, a lot of times they try to tie people's allegiances to contracts to say, hey, we helped you blow up here. And by doing that, I think it's a dangerous spot to be in. Like, I think it's a dangerous spot to be in.
Why you come talking to me like this, man?
Like, listen, don't get me wrong. Like,
wow.
I respect the people that are God ordained to do it. Right. And I think that God is elevating people that are ordained to do it. But everything that glitters ain't gold and all money ain't good money. Like, there are some people that are going to get over there, and there are going to be people over here that see that and think, I should be over there. That breeds envy. That breeds contempt. That breeds resentment. Like, and I don't think that's good when you're talking about trying to edify the world by being made in the image of God through the art that we put out into the world. So it could be a good thing. Like, I'm of the ilk that says be wise and wait. Like, we saw Kanye West blow up, and we was like, yeah, he's a Christian. Look at him now. You know what I'm saying? Like, this can happen so quickly if we're not vigilant and aware that just because the industry's throwing their money into it, that doesn't mean they co-sign what we do. They could just see it as an opportunity. And if they see it as an opportunity instead of a ministry, what difference is that than anything else? Like, we're supposed to be something different, right? Like, so I'm reserved. Like, I can't say it's for the people that are ordained to go there. Great. I would just caution anybody else who sees them, don't chase them. Chase wherever God got you to go.
So is it one of those things we need to invest our own money and start our own platforms to where we have the capital to start getting the sponsors, the advertisers get behind us so that it is centered and ran by our community, our leaders, our believers?
Sure. I think that sometimes it's a little taboo though, right? Like, I mean, if we're really going to talk about it, like whenever you try to create a Christian exclusive space, right? Sometimes the world or people that are overtly business-minded outside of the world are going to look at that as like discriminatory. Like, why can't we get involved? Why can't we make money with you? Hey, come over here. We could offer more money, right? We could offer more resources. So having a community is good. Like, I'm not ever going to say don't do that. I think that Christian rap has made great inroads in that we have more labels than we ever have. Like, we have more infrastructure than we ever have. The point of entry is a lot lower now, so they can't be, put behind a paywall or blocked out of getting access into the music marketplace. I think that we just got to be vigilant in understanding our motives. Like, I think, like, why do we want to join as a community? I understand in theory why it could work, but why do we want to join as a community? Is it to cut the world out? Like, is it to build it so that we could do a business transaction with the world? Like, build it up and blow it up, let it be like a pump and dump. And so the world is like, yeah, that's making a lot of money. Let's throw money. Cool, we'll sell it. Cool. Like, what is the goal? That's kind of where I'm leaving it at.
That's good, man. Listen, I'm going to get you out of here. You already know the question. The show is called The Fixx. If you could fix or change anything about yourself, what would you fix? What would you change?
If I could fix anything about myself, it is my level of impatience. One thing that I'll say is, a word that God gave me is to steward well. And one of the principles of that our doula or midwife had for us when we were having our daughter is to hurry up and wait. One of the many things that I get because I'm this big visionary and dreamer is this idea that, oh, God gave it to me. Let's go. Like, let's go get it, right? And the problem with that is sometimes you move out of turn. Like, just because God shows you something, it don't mean go. It just means he showed it to you. Like, God told Abram and Sarai they was going to have a baby. It didn't happen the next day. You know what I'm saying? So being patient enough to understand, all right, God showed this to me. Let me get back in his face and understand and be alert enough to hear when it's time to go so that I'm not trying to take 10 steps forward and end up taking 20 steps back because I jumped out of turn. So patience is a big thing.
That's good. Always a pleasure, Jered, man. Come on, tell the people how to connect with you and follow you on all your social media platforms.
Oh, man, at Jered Sanders. That's at Jered Sanders, everywhere pretty much. I'm there.
Come on. What banger we playing for you today?
You said what now?
What banger? What song we playing for you?
Pray for me, man. Pray for me. Me and Paris Careers. Pray for me.
Keep it locked. You tapped into The Fixx. You know The Fixx is in.